This video demonstrates guidelines for packing process-scale columns with CHT media. CHT can be packed into all types of axial flow process columns. Please follow your specific column protocols along with the suggested guidelines for CHT media packing. CHT, or ceramic hydroxyapatite, is a mixed-mode chromatography media that overcomes many of the limitations of traditional crystalline hydroxyapatite and provides the throughput, stability and reproducibility required for industrial biopharmaceutical manufacturing for the purification of biomolecules. It has unique separation properties and unparalleled selectivity and resolution. Its unique resolution property makes it a powerful tool for process developers, and Bio-Rad offers optimized protocols for packing and unpacking CHT ceramic hydroxyapatite. These guidelines for handling and packing are recommended for all CHT users to ensure reproducible and high-quality results. CHT is supplied as a dry powder. Please use protective equipment including a dust mask, gloves, safety glasses and a laboratory coat when transferring the powder. Proper use of a dust mask prevents inhalation of dry CHT. Use a packing solution that is at least 150 millimolar in ionic strength and pH 6.8 or greater. CHT is sensitive to mechanical stress and can fracture. To avoid fines, follow these recommendations on slurry preparation. Always begin slurry preparation by adding the appropriate volume of buffer to the open column, container or slurry tank, followed by the powdered CHT. If you are manually mixing in a container or in an open column, use a plastic paddle in a J-stroke pattern or back and forth motion. If you are mixing in a slurry tank, use a low shear hydrofoil impeller set at a speed fast enough to keep the particles in suspension without creating a vortex. When packing CHT, the usable column height should be twice the final bed height. A slurry of 50% volume to volume is recommended for efficient packing. This will minimize shear forces and particle-to-particle collisions during packing. Use a frit with a pore size of about 10 micrometers. Use a diaphragm pump for CHT slurry transfers. This will also help prevent damage to the beads and avoid the creation of fines. Ensure that the column is level before beginning CHT slurry transfer. The CHT bed should be evenly packed for best results. Many types of columns with motorized pistons can introduce the slurry without a pump by using the top adapter in a syringe style to draw the slurry into the column via a suction. This is typically called a syringe method. A key benefit of the syringe slurry transfer is that air bubbles can be removed prior to introduction of the media slurry. Calculate the slurry percentage. This value is used to determine the total height of slurry to introduce into the column. For syringe method slurry transfer, preparing 5 to 10% excess slurry is recommended. Prepare the slurry in a slurry tank or container following recommended guidelines and safety considerations. To begin syringe slurry transfer, ensure inlet adapter and transfer lines are primed with packing buffer. Raise the top adapter to the top of the column. Ensure that the top frit is dry to prevent air bubbles from being trapped under the top frit. Close the bottom outlet. Fill the column with packing buffer to any height between 10 to 20 centimeters marked on the column. Begin lowering the top adapter frit into the packing buffer at about 200 centimeters per hour. Engage the piston seal and remove all air bubbles prior to slurry introduction. Buffer will exit through the top inlet. Lower the top adapter as close as possible to the bottom frit and as recommended by the column instruction manual. This is typically about 5 centimeters above the bottom frit. Close the inlet and outlet valves. Open the slurry valves to begin CHT slurry transfer into the column. The slurry will go through the slurry valves by raising the top piston at 200 to 300 centimeters per hour. A vacuum is created to pull in the slurry, so a pump is not required. Stop the upward piston movement when the calculated slurry height has been reached and close the slurry valves. Switch the flow path to the down flow direction. For flow packing, immediately begin consolidating the bed by flow at 200 to 300 centimeters per hour based on the column hardware limitations. Continue the flow until the bed is consolidated. Stop the flow, close the top inlet while leaving the outlet open. Lower the top piston frit to approximately 1 to 5 millimeters above the packed bed. Excess buffer exits through the outlet into the waste. CHT does not rebound or compress. For axial packing, continue to lower until the top piston frit is approximately 1 to 5 mm above the packed bed. It is important to maintain a headspace of 1 to 5 mm. Excess buffer exits through the outlet into the waste, and CHT does not rebound or compress. After packing, adjust the top adapter sealing device according to the column instruction manual. Condition the column with 3 to 5 column volumes of running buffer at 100 cm per hour or selected operating flow rate. Start an HETP asymmetry test. This test indicates the efficiency and integrity of the packed bed. Be sure to use an appropriate HETP test running buffer. And equilibrate the column with 3 to 5 column volumes of test buffer using flow rates of 75 to 150 cm per hour. The injection buffer is the test running buffer adjusted to a total sodium chloride concentration of 1 molar. When you are ready to unpack the column, partially disengage the top adapter seal to the value recommended in the column instruction manual. Begin downflow at 200 cm per hour and raise the top adapter at 100 cm per hour. Continue until there is a headspace of 5 to 10 cm and a clear layer of buffer is established above the bed. Completely disengage the sealing device and raise the piston at a maximum speed to its uppermost position. Reduce the flow rate to 100 cm per hour and change the flow direction to upflow. Continue the upflow at 100 cm per hour or less. The bed will lift from the bottom frit and begin to break apart and resuspend. When approximately 1 column volume of buffer has been added, stop the flow and begin air sparging. Continue to air sparge for 10 to 15 minutes. Next, pump the slurry out of the column through the slurry valves. When the slurry is unloaded completely, rinse the column as recommended by the column instruction manual. The column is now ready for cleaning. To receive additional information about CHT ceramic hydroxyapatite, please visit www.bio-rad.com/CHT packing or contact your local sales representative at process@bio-rad.com.